Welcome in Line by Line. Today with Natalia, we are analyzing a song, Wilderness Roads by Salt of the Sound. Natalia, why did you pick that song?
Beautiful song. It's not too much to analyze, but the feeling, the vibe of it seems like gentle and tender and caring. There's a like an invitation to join and promise to be there. It's comforting and soothing. And I wanted to talk about a different song that had lots of interesting things to talk about. And that song was a little heavy. We had a conversation about maybe talking about something that's a bit more healing and soothing. So is this the one that came up as healing and soothing?
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I find that song extremely healing and soothing.
Laugh when you say that, make you sound very sarcastic.
I mean, did you know I have this condition? When each time I feel vulnerable, I try to masquerade it with a joke.
Find me where the wind blows, where the sun goes in the night. You'll find me on these wilderness roads, carried solely by your light.
I mean, in the song, it's like really beautiful female voice singing it. It feels like a prayer, kind of. I kind of see that lady who is affirming in this beautiful prayer into the universe, someone to find her in those beautiful, elegant lyrics. How do you see that?
Yeah, it's been looking around for ladies singing with a kind of tenderness that I associate with motherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something that caught my eye was on a subreddit for mothers talking about mothering. There's a woman who asked how to handle it that their work needs them to travel, but they have a 1.5-year-old at home.
Mm-hmm.
For a reason, that story caught my eyes because like my mom had to travel to when I was a baby, and apparently I did not take well to that. Yeah, and I've been thinking about sort of what happens when people panic, like social anxiety panic. Are ways to soothe that kind of panic. So yeah, so those are things I've been thinking about for like several months at least. And yeah, this kind of tender, caring woman saying like, even though I'm on the road, I'm away, I'm here for you to find me, and your light will guide you to me. So yeah, that panicky feeling of being separated from care. Yeah, that affirmation you talk about, saying like even though I'm on the road, I'm still here.
It's like virtual hand holding. I like that phrasing where the sun goes in the night. So when you are in the dark place, he has to go towards the light place and she will be there. But he has to be the light. Oh, he has to, sun goes in the night. It's interesting.
Yeah,
It feels like she compared him to the sun.
Yeah, well, if it's a mother singing to a son, it's a common play on words. Also, typically, like that tender parental care is associated with moms more than dads, but guys have that same caring system in their brains. They're capable of the same care. And yeah, it does have a bit of a magical feel to it, the song. So like in a sense, if it's not literally a mother on the road to work and say like, well, maybe if you somehow find yourself like a Uber, you can come find me on the roads. Like that doesn't make much sense. But that yes, someone feeling the pain that typically makes a baby cry when they're separated from their mother, that separation pain. There is a way to heal from that pain, and it's to find that care. I'm not sure why in this. That's kind of what I'm projecting onto the song anyway. That the wilderness seems an odd thing, but I guess association with nature and Mother Nature paints a nice image.
Oh.
Maybe even recalls like that care system is ancient. We share it with other animals that diverged like very long times ago with us from our evolutionary past. So other animals feel that same kind of love, and they feel the same kind of panic when they're separated from their moms, or whoever they're attached to. So yeah, I think that You'll Find Me by Your Light is at least what I project onto that, is that the care in the audience self is their own care, and it's the same care as the mother's care. So the light in you will find the light that I am, because it's the same light, I think. What do you project onto this one?
No, I actually like the idea of healing and care, and reaching to the ancient idea of like those roots and being cared by from the roots. Wind blows, sun goes in the night. It seems to me west. I'm be west, and I will be there. Wild West wilderness roads. So she goes there, and the wind blows, yeah, in the west. Carried solely by your light. Yeah, that is unrelated to the song. It's just some wordplay that came to distract me from actual meaning. I really enjoy that idea. So the moment you get into this panicky darkness, you have to reach out to the place you came from somehow. Oh, and wilderness, it's somewhere unknown, somehow unexplored.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, one of the things that happened when so that part of the attachment system has phases it goes through. When there's a anticipated break in connection, there's a panicky, a painful panic. But when like there's you can move through that panic and have a cry about the separation actually have happened, and after the cry there's a heavy, numb, kind of depressed mood that make people just kind of want to stay in spot, hunker down, chill, not do anything, and just kind of curl up into a ball, suck the thumb. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but that's the mood. It's like a heavy, chilled, curled up mood. And yeah, I think what's nice about the song is also there's a calling away from that hunker down thing, come on the road, which is also often helpful. In cognitive behavioral therapy, they call it behavior activation. People who are sad often predict that going out and being with people and meeting up with friends and doing things they used to enjoy will not be enjoyable. They predict that because they're currently in a bad mood, and their bad mood messes with their ability to predict what it would be like if they were in a different situation. So if they kind of just force themselves outside, force themselves to go get stuff, the go getting stuff itself makes them feel a lot better. So, yeah, so maybe a call out to the wilderness, a call to outside, call away from the hunker down. So
I like that.
good move.
Yeah, I actually like that even more. It's so that exploratory thing, that care you will find in that exploration on the wilderness roads outside. I really like that. So it's movement.
Yeah, and so go take your light outside, and you will find light to meet you there.
Yeah, excellent. I will live here on these wilderness roads till you find me with your light. A stone wakes, a break in the silence. Remember, there is more in this night. Again, a promise somehow. Like, basically, you won't find it if you don't go out into the wilderness roads. It's like you won't find it from home. Yeah. I will live here. So does she exist?
Like there are people who live on the road, like gypsies and vagabonds and stuff. So I don't think this is written by a gypsy or it's meant to sound like a gypsy. That's why I think it's like kind of a bit of a magical fairy kind of thing. Like this is magical fairy of light and love on the road that you can go find if you go into the wilderness. So I'm interpreting it at least. Yeah, I think the music of that, from which she says, "Remember, there's more than this night," is awesome. It's really well done. Okay.
It does give that mother energy because it sounds like soothing, like a lullaby. You know, like it's like something to sleep yourself into good night. A stone wakes, a break in the silence. That sentence stood out to me. A stone wakes, a break in the silence. When sun rises, the you will not be alone, basically, in a sense. So in the light, there will be conversation. It will not be in the night.
Yeah, no, so light is also paired with truth, and night and darkness with deception. Coming out from the dark in which you hid, the lies in which you were cloaked. It's another thing to project onto the lyrics.
Yeah, well. Yeah, and breaking the silence. So in the darkness, there is no message. Let's say there is many messages, but you're kind of on your own. But when there is a truth, this light, you just like shine a light on the shadow and stuff. The thought is finally not silent. It's like you're not on your own. You have something to push against, in a sense, right? That's what it projects to me so far. It's like breaking the silence is really kind of, because it's something that is like weirdly specific, just that sentence here.
No, but I think sad people do tend to isolate and become quiet.
Mm.
Like I know at times when I've been sad, sort of being among people and being sad, quiet in a corner by myself, like a common way people would strike up conversation would be like, "Why are you so quiet?" And the honest answer would be like, "Because I'm sad." I used to, in my younger days, I used to get offended. It's like, I'm allowed to be quiet. Don't criticize me for being quiet. But, you know, sort of sad in a mood of criticizing myself anyways. So things land as criticism that otherwise might weren't necessarily intended as criticism.
Mm.
So projecting some memories onto that kind of vibe. But yeah, so hunker down, uh, hiding, and maybe not revealing the self, not revealing the truth, staying quiet about things. If you like, if you're someone in a depressed mood, that's not a way to get better from the depression. So, breaking the silence, go having conversations with people, uh, revealing yourself to those people, so like shining your light uh, among those people is going to be likely do you a lot better than staying around at home, feeling sorry for yourself and waiting for someone to come get you at home.
That's very, very relatable to today. Because like I might go out. I have an invitation from an old friend into a singing group today. It's like a different one that I usually go to. But just like I kind of don't want to. I don't think so. Like I keep thinking about that. I'm projecting my memories onto it. Uh, I feel like I had both. So I would like force myself out and talking to people, or I would hide myself into gaming. So I just like close myself, turn on podcast, and be gaming some solitaires and becoming champion on spider, like or a pyramid, and like that would take a long time as well.
Yeah, interesting, very basic little technique from cognitive behavioral therapy is to, if someone invites you to something like that, to make a prediction on how good it will make you feel, like good or bad, and then on a scale of 1 to 10, go doing it and write down how good it made you feel on a scale of 1 to 10. And oftentimes people rate how good it actually made them feel as better as how good they predicted. You could do that with a bunch of activities and sort of get better at predicting what makes you happy. You get better at doing those things that are wholesome for you too.
Okay, I will go.
I mean, like, so you got to do that exercise. Sometimes you're going to predict, I think this is going to make me happy, and then you go and it makes you feel really bad. Ooh, okay, that's, you learn to know yourself over time like that. You also don't have to specifically write it down. Uh, just make the prediction in your head. Remember, like if you make a prediction this morning and then you do it this evening, it's easy enough to remember. It's when you schedule things like a month in advance, like writing it down is quite useful. And also, if you do that consistently, you can start drawing graphs. If you a spreadsheet nerd and see some patterns that you otherwise might not have seen if you just use your memory. So sometimes capturing data can be useful for if you want to analyze data later.
Yeah. It, I don't know. It's like it's a question for me about this capturing data thing. I used to journal stuff, but because the idea of journaling seemed tedious to me, I would like not call it journaling. So I would call it something else, and yes, I would write the date, and I would write what happened, but I would like also hide it into a storytelling and visual imagery somehow and description. So it would like more a comic book than a journal, let's say. Mm. And it's just like I don't know what's the idea about recording um, the things and the feelings you have. Why is it so scary to me? Like, which is absolutely contradictory to doing a live, which is exactly what it is, kind of a journal. in video songs and projections. I'm pretty sure I would project absolutely something else onto that song if it was even 6 months ago.
Yeah, so the last stanza is, oh, find me where the winds blow, where the sun goes in the night. I live here on this wilderness roads till you find me. So it's the same and just reaffirming, like, I'm not coming to find you.
Yeah.
I'm here for you, but you have to come.
No, I just like that sentence. It's like, whatever you want, you actually have to go out and get it. It will not come to you and deliver itself to you. That's not how things work. Till you find me. Yeah, excellent sentence. It's actually a great lullaby for people. Like, I'm out there somewhere. You have to go and find me. Like, it is a very, very motherly kind of educational message. Very kind. I love it. Where the sun goes in the night. Yeah, it's like she repeats the message. She gives her absolutely exact location.
Lady of the West. Yeah.
Okay. She wants the eastern wind to find her.
That's a nice Easter egg.
Ooh, Easter. Find me where the wind blows. Yeah, so is it an expression going with the wind?
I think facing the wind is an expression.
I know another expression with the wind, but I will not say it. It's called against the wind.
Going against the wind. Also, tallest trees catch the most wind. Wind is always also associated with the soul. Like the way we still use in psychology, psyche is from Greek psyche, which means breath.
Wilderness roads. So I like the elements of that song. It has the wind element, the sun, which is fire element.
There's the roads, which is ground, earth.
Yeah. The only thing is missing is water.
Yeah, I think the person listening to it is supposed to be healed from. So they'd be sad and crying, so they took quite a complete picture and just took the sadness out, and so give you some light when you have more than enough sadness already.
It's hope. You know, the promise of something out there. If you go out there and find it. But what do you do when you just can't? And you're just so depressed, you want to stay in the room like that.
Yeah, at some point, I think a careful and wise use of medication could be very powerful. If you're seriously clinically depressed, then yeah, combination medication and therapy also. Just listening to a song isn't going to do it at that point.
Yeah. I like that thing that you said, light, shining light into the darkness and finding out the truth. The first step for me to get out, although I cannot claim I ever had a clinical depression, but I had been in depressive states. So for the light depression, let's say, the first step for me would be to assess the situation without escaping. So that thing where I would lock myself and escape into podcasts and video games didn't help. It would kind of give me time to process, like at the back of my head per se. But to actually heal, I needed to assess the reality of the situation, what is actually happening, be honest with myself and tell myself that is what is happening to you, that's how you perceive reality. And then I would push from that by defining what I have to change. And of course, going where the wind blows, into the wilderness and exploration. That's like step 5, maybe, after I've done all of the other kind of acceptance thingies. I like how scientific I'm so.
Acceptance thing is.
Yes, my language is so smart. So thank you, Nordalian, for bringing the healing song. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you for free time. And people, enjoy your free time. Use it for healing or whatever. And down there are the links how you can find Nordalian support, listen to his awesome music. And
yeah, thank you, Clara. Bye-bye. Read the hands from the bottom.
egg.
That's upside down heart. There you go.
Upside down heart is bad.
Heart is upside down thought.
Yeah, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.